That kind of sums it up for me. Let's talk about Coinbase sued for allegedly selling 79 unregistered crypto securities, including XRP, Dogecoin, and Shiba Inu. This is coming from Bitcoin.com. It was posted 2 days ago, which was basically over the weekend, so I wanted to make sure that we saved it for today. All right. A class action lawsuit has been filed against NASDAQ-listed cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase, alleging that the platform lets customers trade 79 cryptocurrencies that are unregistered securities, including XRP, which I think there could be an argument for, Dogecoin, which I don't think there could be an argument for, and Shiba Inu, which I think there could be an argument for. Basically, if I'm looking at these three projects and then trying to consider if there's security, I think that Dogecoin has a special place because of the proof of work. And it's basically, yes, because of the proof of work at the end of the day. And it adheres more to the fundamentals of like a cryptocurrency, whereas XRP integrates with banks and is more of a little bit of a technology. And then Shiba Inu, for sure, it's a token. There's a lot of other stuff going on with it as far as supply manipulation and so on. We could get into that, of course, on an individual basis in a different video. Let's just go ahead and continue to figure out what's going on with this lawsuit, though. A class action lawsuit was filed last week against Coinbase Global Incorporated and CEO Brian Armstrong. Lead plaintiffs and Coinbase users Christopher Underwood, Louis Oberlander, and Henry Rodriguez allege that from October 8th, 2019 to the present, Coinbase let customers buy and sell 79 different cryptocurrencies without disclosing that they are in fact securities. The plaintiffs added that these crypto securities are not registered with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC, or any state regulators, and Coinbase is not registered as a securities exchange or a broker-dealer. The plaintiffs claim that, quote, Coinbase's sale of these tokens violates both federal and state law, end quote. The class covers all persons or entities who transacted any of the 79 crypto tokens on Coinbase or the Coinbase Pro platform during the class period. Without registering these crypto assets with the SEC and state regulators, the plaintiffs claim, quote, purchasers do not have access to the disclosures that accompany the issuances of traditional securities. Rather, investors receive at most only the so-called white papers, which describe the token, but do not satisfy the requirement for prospectus under federal and state securities law, end quote. Here's a list of the 79 cryptocurrencies named in the lawsuit. They are 1inch, Aave, ACH, Cardano, Algorand, AGLD, AMP, Anchor, ARPA, Atom, Auction, Axis, BAL, Band, BAT token, which is interesting, BNT, Bond, BTR, B-Trust, basically, BTRST, CGLD. I don't know all the tickers. CLV, Comp, Crow, interesting, CRV, CTSI, CVC, DNT, Doge, Polkadot, ENG, which would be the engine coin, I think, EOS, Farm, FET, Phil, Forth, GNT, GRT, GTC, ICP, IOTX, Keep, KNC, Link, I guess Chainlink, that's pretty crazy to see in there too, Loom, LRC, Mana, Matic, Polygon basically, Polygon Matic, Maker, the Maker token, MLN, NKN, NMR, NU, OGN, and ONG as well, ORN, OXT, PLA, Poly, QNT, Quick, RARI, REN, REP, RLC, Shiba Inu, like we talked about, SKL, SNX, Solana, Storage, which is really interesting, Sushi, TRB, Tribe, UMA, Uni, XLM, XRP, XTZ, XYO, YFI, and ZRX. The lawsuit cites SEC Chairman Gary Gensler several times. The SEC chief said on several occasions that there is not enough investor protection in the crypto sector. He also stressed that some platforms list 50 to 100 tokens, some of which are likely to be securities. So part of my problem here, and like obviously like we know this stuff is going to come into play because this is in the traditional financial markets and so on. But I did want to point out that from a fundamentals perspective, once again, we don't want government regulation to this extent necessarily because it can be corrupted, right? At some point, like regulation gets corrupted and can be manipulated, which for cryptocurrency, if we're looking at the fundamentals, we want to transact peer-to-peer without the interference of the government. And I guess we're just going to talk about it every single show because that's what we have to do until people start understanding. But what does this mean? It gives you basically great power of financial autonomy. You control your financial future, which in turn comes with great responsibility, meaning if you make the mistake and so on, in my humble opinion, you unfortunately just have to own that mistake. And I realize that from the perspective of finance and so on, a lot of people are not going to understand that. And a lot of people are going to file suits, and this kind of thing is going to continue until we either end up in a spot where basically cryptocurrency is unattainable and kind of goes all the way back to maybe more like underground type interactions once again, which I don't think you as a government want to drive cryptocurrency underground. I don't think that that's going to solve the problem. Or it just blows it all out of the water and everybody starts learning. Once again, it's going to be a battle between centralization and decentralization. Another point about that we need to think about here is essentially whether or not we're moving in the proper direction, right? And I've said this before, like it is going to be a war of centralization versus decentralization. And that it's going to be up to the individual in which direction we end up going with it. But when individuals basically lose money within the participation within crypto on platforms like Coinbase and so on, they're registered with the United States. This type of thing is going to happen, right? So we need to preach self-custody and all of that and just keep harping on it as much as possible until people start to get it. But I do think that this is going to happen more and more and more, just in general. I don't think all of these can even be considered a registered security. I think some of them can. I think Aave, I think Shiba Inu possibly. Matic, maybe. No, probably not Matic. Have to really dig into each one. Storage doesn't make sense either, really. All right. So according to Coinbase's class action lawsuit document, quote, this case is a class action where the aggregate claims of all members of the proposed classes exceeds $5 million exclusive of interest and costs. The plaintiffs seek to, quote, recover damages, consideration paid for tokens, and trading fees, together with interest thereon, as well as attorney's fees and costs to the fullest extent permitted by the law. To the people participating within the class action lawsuit, I would just go back and say, you know, the part of this is like, you have to take some responsibility here because you decided to participate within the ecosystem and you made some bad purchases, and it sounds like you're just trying to recover costs, which I understand, but I don't respect that line of attack when it's your own personal responsibility when you're doing investments like this, right? So, but I get it. This is where we're going to head. And I don't really know what the answer is. I'll be completely like upfront with you guys. I don't know what the answer is as far as amount of regulation that needs to be put into place with basically any sort of centralized exchange that's tied directly with a government or with governments, you know, like Coinbase. I don't know what level that needs to be. I'm sure we're going to be talking about it a lot more as it gets, you know, more ubiquitous, or crypto does across the board. I hope you enjoyed this clip from the Crypto Mining Morning Show every Monday through Friday, 7:45 a.m. Pacific and 10:45 a.m. Eastern Time. You can check out more clips here, or if you're interested in checking out the entire live show, you can check that out down here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next Tuesday.